sport that unites this country. It is our responsibility to hold on to this sport and then ensure we leave a lasting legacy to generations unborn. A stronger force will be the most loved sport, and together we will ignite passion and create wealth for each one of us.
Wealth creation is important, and that is what the clubs need, because they need cash to run the club, so that we would get to the very highest standards of African football. And that is what we are all praying for and supporting the Ghana Football Association to ensure that football in this country will rise and get to the standard that it deserves. And I'm sure together we will achieve this. Hello and welcome to StarTimes and Max TV's coverage of the Ghana Premier League. Match day 26, we are looking at wrapping up today at the Accra Sports Stadium, where Accra Lions will be coming up against Bibiani Gold Stars. That is the final fixture in match day 26, and this promises to be a very, very cagey encounter. My name is Mutale Yakubu. I've been joined by two of my colleagues. You'll be from them, of course, but this is the game. Accra Lions Stars. This promises to be a very, very cagey. Where to go through all the results. We started on Saturday, where Heart of Folk had to come from a goal down to get a 3-1 victory over Accra United, and Adriana also pipped Heart of Lions by a goal to nil at the Nana Ajima Bedu Park. Then Bechem United at the Nana Fosuji Abo Park had a very tough time against the Real Tamale United, but they managed to win the game by 3-2. Dreams FC beating Asante Kotoko yesterday at the Dewu Theatre of Dreams. Sylvester Simba among the goal scorers. We'll be talking about that game. Medium Cities by a goal to nil, with Nations FC being held to a 2-2 draw by Bofo Akwatano at the Dr. Kwame Chile Sports Complex. Then Inswaterman also drew with Great Olympics at the Inswatre Park. Then it was Samatex that had to do with the against the lead at the top of the Premier League table. But today, this afternoon at 3 p.m., it is Accra Lions who will be facing inform Bibiani Gold Stars. Let's see how that one will go. You're welcome once again to StarTimes and Max TV, and we'll be delving deep into all that preview, and of course that Bibiani Gold Stars. And of course Nanedu is also here. Let's start off with what has happened so far. Match day 26, we started on Saturday, where Heart of Folk had to come from a goal down to defeat Karela. Wasteful Heart of Folk, that is what I would say Nanedu, but they managed to get the 3 points, which is the most important.
Yeah, that is the most important thing. After some time, you can see Heart of Folk were struggling to win games. Both home games and away games in Ghana almost struggled to win games in the Ghana Premier League. So it was good the team came back to the Accra Sports Stadium, picking a win over Karela. I think Karela back Premier League, House of Folk struggled to beat them at the Accra Sports Stadium. So you can see the last 2 seasons it's been draw games at the Accra Sports Stadium. So for House of Folk to get a 3-1 win, especially from a goal down to win the game by 3-1, is a massive result for them. The best second half I've seen in recent times for Heart of Folk.
But they were wasteful with a lot of chances coming their way.
Obviously, before team will score like 3 goals, obviously, Obe may see a lot of chances. And obviously, Hamza Issa on the day should have scored about 4 or 5 goals in the day. But he ended up scoring only 2 goals. It tells you that 2 teams in here were doing something right in terms of defensive shape. So that is why Heart of Folk couldn't score that number of goals in the game. But they had a good game right from the start. In their previous games, they were struggling to win games, not more struggle. So the coach will have to do some changes within the team. Michael Ampedu was struggling to enter into the first round under Abubakar Ouattara. He's the only player in the first round. He played all the games for Heart of Folk.
Michael Ampedu.
Yes.
May no issue, but I know you can later.
Yes. But in the second round,
he's stolen my nickname, but you can later. He responded on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
We have my nickname. Diana, you different with Kumasi, no. She said, "Wa fat on." Na me bobo no. Wa fat on no so I won't be permission, but I will discuss that with him later. He has to see me in court.
Obviously. Also, the Onyafa Maswara so. So in the second half, we say na changes as Michael Ampedu, after playing all the first round games for House of Folk, second round, if you took that particular position. Dennis Kosa, was playing the leg back position, but the last 2 games, because of the red card he got in their previous games, Lebatu Sata and Michael Ampedu was playing from the left side of the defense. Central defense, there has been Winnie Me and of course Kofi Abusima. Medford, so it was Glade Otanga, and of course, Linda in Tangi. This time round, Salim Adams went to the bench.
Yeah.
Salif Ibrahim went to the bench. So, to start Martin Kakari and some of these players in the team. So, when they brought in those players in the second, especially our Mankwabefi and Salim Adams, it changed a lot of things in the House of Folk team in the second. That is why ended up scoring that 3 goals in the second half. So, it's a good result for Abubakar Watara, and I think I'm happy for the team coming back into winning ways in the Premier League.
Just like on Saturday, clearly you could see the Achilles heel for Hearts of Folk this season has not just been their goalkeeping department, but up front they've been very wasteful, and they were lucky that amongst all the wasteful nature, they were able to get 3 goals, and Salim scoring a belter, something that could contend for goal of the season.
Yeah, Mutala, I think that game on Saturday against Kerala really, highlighted some of the problems. Some of them you'd say, has been lingering for quite some time now. But then that strike from Salim Adams, what a strike that was. That was a bullet, of a strike, and there was no way the goalkeeper was saving that.
Save these.
No, there was no way he was saving that, and it was just miles away from the goalkeeper. Yeah, he attempted to have saved that, or he attempted to save that, but then there was no way to see these kind of shots. You just only need to direct it, on target. You hit it with some amount of venom, but then you hope that it goes on target, because once it's on target, there's no way the goalkeeper is going to save it. But then talking about Hearts of Folk and their issues this season, I think they've had a lot of issues. Even under coach Martinos Kukma, we all saw how good they were. One of their biggest issues was the fact that they were not scoring. And under Koopman, the only time they scored 3 goals in the game was when they played against Mediama. And in that game, everyone thought, Hearts of Folk are back. They are back with a bang. They are back with something new. Then until they played the next game, they were not able to replicate that form against Mediama. In that Mediama game, you say it was a game of just the first half for Hearts of Folk. But then in this game, it was a game of 2 halves, which they dominated from start to finish. They created numerous chances. You be asking, if you're a Hearts of Folk fan, that found yourself at the stadium on Saturday, you'd be asking how they couldn't put 6 at least past this very, very poor Kerala side on the day.
And on the day, Karim did not cover himself in glory. One mistake after Hamza Isa, he has been the revelation of the season for Hearts of Folk.
And after the game, that 90th minute, time I'm watching the ball, I remember the 2 players for House of Folk, Salim Adams and Salif Ibrahim, who was on a good day, dead ball situation. Is either Salim Adams or Salif Ibrahim. But they all went, gave the ball to Hamza Isa to score. So they were bringing an 11th goal, because at that time, now if was on top with 10 goals. So if Hamza Isa shot that particular goal, now he will move to 11 goals until Amankura scored 2 goals. So and I don't remember the last time House of Folk player won the goal king. I think the last time was Martin Motu.
Yeah. After
Ismailado doing it back to back on 3 occasions, we saw Charles Taylor and Benadon Bote doing it the same season. I said the same number of goals. After that, Mahatma Otu took over as the goal king in the Ghana Premier League. Since then, no House of Folk striker has won the goal king.
And this Mahatma Otu issue was around 2011.
Also came in.
Yeah, it was around 2011.
Yes, yeah. So it's been Ismailado, Don Bote, Charles Taylor, Prince Tego. He came to Mahatma Otu. Since then, no House of Folk striker. So you need to help your player. Man, making sure they increasing the tally on the league, and most of the times, you know, assurance. Yeah, somewhere in 2010, 2011, that famous Chelsea game against Wigan.
It was 2010. Ancelotti's era.
Carlo Ancelotti's era.
That Drogba Lampard scuffle.
It was Drogba when he really vying for the goal king, and Drogba needed to score that penalty to make sure they increasing the tally. But Lampard felt like, let me get the assurance goal before I give that responsibility to a DJ Drogba. So it happens in football. So I'm happy those players went in and give them.
It happens. I've seen Lionel Messi actually give the ball a couple of times to Luis Suarez to
remember
score.
Those period, about 7-8 seasons in the Spanish La Liga, it's all about Ronaldo and Messi. So for a player to break those two players,
to win the Pichichi,
absolutely,
that is huge. But you are at the stadium. What was the conversation like after Heart of Folk fans and then no more can?
You know, comfortable with the style of play under this new coach. I even met Abubakar Ouattara. We a lot of coverage and what we are doing here and the kind of discussion we are doing. So we were discussing a lot of things, and supporters are comfortable with the style of leadership or their branch in House of Folk team. How managing, even at the time they are not getting wins in the Ghana Premier League, they were comfortable with him. So it tells you the supporters, the playing body, and the management and the board have confidence in Abubakar Ouattara. This season may not be their season, but on one opportunity, and the team look up pre-season, extra 1 or 2 players to augment their squad. I think under this new coach, Hearts team will go.
It seems Abubakar Ouattara, Heart of Folk coach, is someone that believes a lot in his philosophy. Despite the fact that Hearts had gone 3 games without a win, you could see that the pattern of play had not changed. It remained the same. And even in this game, you could see this is a typical Abubakar Ouattara side. Nothing changes.
But Mutala, I'm yet to find a well-established, achieved coach who doesn't believe in the system. It's very, very rare. You need to, and that's why sometimes fans cry out that coach, because they do their system, they believe in what they are bringing. They know that culture and philosophy, but then when it gets going, they start reaping the results. And that's why all over Europe, sometimes we feel teams are being lenient with coaches because they feel they need time to implement. It's good that, after struggling for about 15 weeks, he comes in, or 17 weeks, he comes in and he makes the fans believe that we are headed the right direction. We only need your support to do what we are doing. And the fans have watched Heart of Folk play. Games they lost against Samatex, Bibiani Gold Stars, Mediama. It wasn't like they were bad. They were not bad on the day. That made them lose those games. So the coach is quite confident that I know what I'm bringing to the table. I'm the man in charge. All you have to do is to win the hearts of the fans. And already after 8 games, he's been able to do that. The fans in Ouattara, they believe in what he is bringing. And that's why you wouldn't hear anyone criticize Ouattara even when Hearts of Folk are losing. And that Kerala was just the perfect response he had to give to the Hearts of Folk fans. Time, I believe they were beginning to grow impatient, but then with that win, it just stabilizes everything. Just restore some calmness.
Okay.
It gives them it going into the next game.
Nanedu, just 30 seconds. Regardless of how or where Heart of Folk finish this season, what should they change about the team next season? One thing that they should change about the team.
I think they need one natural leader at their central defense. It's normal. The winning me could be a possible partnership. It looks normal.
But they have a Frane, they have a CB as well.
They would need that, Razak Kasim type of defense, Ismail Gani type of defense. They will need somebody who is naturally a leader at the back to help the cause of their central defense. It looks like that area they need to touch. First, I need to Hamza Issa. They will look at somebody who can help complement the effort of Hamza Issa. Kasara was by, and to me, and said that in time they are still struggling with him. Kasim Sise, he scored a goal against Nswatremai, he's off. Where is Issa Kuka? All of a sudden, he's off. So it tells you the striking department, apart from Hamza Issa, nothing is clicking up front for Hearts of Folk. So it tells you going forward, it's one area they need to target. What's your style of play in this one? It looks like they don't have natural wingers in the team. They have offensive midfielders. Shura Seidu is an offensive midfielder, but it's an offensive midfielder. Martin Kakari, offensive midfielder. But they would did a natural winger to the end. He space, cross the ball into the 18-yard, but we can see Hamza Issa is a typical movement striker. More assists in the 18-yard box will help Hearts of Oak team. So going forward, these are key areas they need to sign players to help the Hearts of Oak team.
Well, I'm sure Hearts of Oak have heard it. Dr. Tamaklu, I'm sure he's watching this afternoon and he'll forward this to the likes of Tugua Further to act on it. So that is Hearts of Oak and how they won their game against Karela. But for Asante Kotoko, what is happening? They keep sinking low and low. Prosper Natiogu might have to find the antidote to dict Asante Kotoko out of the ditch that they find themselves currently. These are the statistics for Prosper Natiogu ever since he made that return back to the red half of Kumasi. He's played about 26 games, and I mean he has a lot of these games in there. So the last 10 games that he's played have seen him lose a lot in there. He against Karela, he lost a 3-2 against Accra Lions, he lost against Indiana Nations FC. He got a draw against Bechem United. It looked like Kotoko were finding their feet, but the best will be that 2-1 defeat to Inswatraman at the Barbera Sports Stadium. Today saw Kotoko sink further. He lost the 6th game of the round. They've played 7 games in the second round, drawn 1 and losses. Josiah, things are not looking good for Prosper Natiogu and Kotoko.
It's the worst kind of form you could ever imagine Kotoko to be in. Mutala, in their last 10 games, out of about 30 points, they've been able to pick up just.
If we that post-match interview that David Oklu did, I mean, it summed up everything that is wrong with Asante Kotoko.
And I think if you should consider the table for just the second round, the number of games, the least number of points as compared to the other.
Just 1 point.
Just no. I think 1 win, okay. And then so the whole of the second round, they pick up just 4 points. The whole of the second round. It is worse than the likes of Heart of Lions out to these teams, but Kotoko have got the worst record in the Premier League in the second round. That tells you the state in which they are. But then, Mutala, the question is, who is to blame for this, sudden fall of the club? Who do you blame? Where do you lay the blames? And I don't think it's just one person you can blame, but maybe looking at how things are being run at the club, you should be pointing fingers at all the people. Can you really
blame someone for the woes that? Because listen to David Oklu, time without number.
Every coach at some point has found themselves in such a situation where they don't know where the issue is, and you ask them and they just sit aloof at press conference because they don't know what to say. Point Mutala, let's not make any mistake about that. But then also, they were winning, things would have been calmer than it is now. So it means that on the pitch, they're also not doing something right. Maybe you could say the direction of the club is not so known. No one knows where the club is going because the club is still run by an interim management. But then on the pitch, ask yourself that, are they doing the right things? What are they not doing right? Is it player selection? Is it player confidence? Is it players not trying to play for the coach? Are the players beginning to down their tools? Are they trying to sabotage the head coach? These are genuine questions we should be asking, because
it looks like psychologically the players
we've seen it before.
Have just given up.
Players know how to get coaches out of their post. They are so good at it. Maybe you could say the players are not willing to play anymore, but then if you can question the mentality of these players and ask yourself that, are these players ready to play for Kotoko? Because most of the fans will question their attitude on the field of play. You talk about Hearts of Oak, they were losing. They ended a 3-game losing streak against Karela, but then not even a single fan questioned the attitude of the players, because even when they were losing, they were putting up a fight. Same about the Kotoko players, where in the last 7 games they've played, they won 6 and drawn just 1.
Well, Nanedu, in situations like this, it is very easy to point a finger at the coach and say, yes, the head coach needs to leave his post, but you watch the attitude of the Kotoko players, and it's not like these players are really fighting.
Mutala, in my journey as a journalist, one thing I don't joke with it is, inside journalism, and not being an armchair journalist. In recent times, me finding a way to know the contract details of some of these coaches who come to Asante Kotoko. Mariano Barreto was sacked from Kotoko's job because he has lost 3 continuous games. Almost the second contract, you lose 3, you lose your job.
So you know what was in
so you know
contract?
what is in contract. Stephen Pollack, the same story. This is a coach who won the FA Cup for them. The last FA Cup that they won, this coach won it for them. It's in the contract. No, against the City after the game. Omunya accident. Do you remember that coach?
I remember him
he was
very
in the
well.
contract.
He was an English.
Who lose 3 games, sir? You lose your job. Drasko Lugalasic. You remember that coach? Or not say the Cup Amini Stadium, no?
Yeah.
Who lose 3 games, sir? You are sacked. That is why Sedu went to Adakojati to sack him. Nobody complaining in Asante Kotoko. I don't know the reason why. Second round, when we need only 1 game. Prosper Nete Ogum is still the head coach for Kotoko by this time. Why?
He's part of the IMC.
That is the problem. He doesn't report to anyone. He's just waiting for Mensia to announce the Onja Honko.
You can't state that has the IMC.
In which you are part. That is a major problem in Asante Kotoko. I'm not saying Ogum is. But in a situation like this, you need to sacrifice. There may be issues within the club. Na players 9 p.m., 12 p.m., 12 a.m. Na players boss spa with them. And we book them and address. The most important thing is the result is not coming. Na team manager na wada. Nobody is monitoring the team. But the most important thing is you need results. And the result is not coming. The best person to sacrifice at this moment is the head coach. So why is Prosper Nete Ogum still coaching Kotoko at this time?
Why are you not looking beyond just the head coach? The
point between
United
30 points Asante Kotoko 33 points. So you can lose to Samatex and drop to relegation zone. Then you don't want to sacrifice somebody. Things need to be done within the club. They need to take bold decisions to help the club. Support is a ninja. Coach Bako, main grantee interview. I'll let my assistant coach grant interview. Even at the time the team is struggling.
Why you expect him to come out and talk?
Obviously. You speak your mind.
But David Oklu is doing the talking.
Oklu is speaking his mind. The coach will his mind to the supporters. What is going on within the club? Then they want to hear your voice. But a sign of disrespect to the club. Grant interview. Speak to the supporters. Leaders of the club want to hear from you. Not the assistant coach.
I said Oklu Cassette said the Prosper and I'm Prosper so no Casado because he is also communicating.
The head coach is there. Speak your mind to the supporters. Something is wrong. The last game, Osate Sadakado, he scored a brilliant goal. What about you bend the player again? You kill his confidence. We know players are injured. Resman Lamte is injured. Michael Chejamna is injured. Sharif Muhammad is injured. There is no justice play. But it's not an excuse to Kotoko. And not Kotoko. Yes, sir, Kotoko. Now the issue, people are discussing it. First, when Mr. Kotoko is playing a football match, and straight to win. But people within the club are quiet because it's Prosper Nete Ogum. He was appointed by Mensia, so they are quiet. It's not Kotoko.
This is what?
Somebody need to speak to somebody. They need to make sacrifice within the club. And the sacrifice is Prosper Nete Ogum now. He cannot play the team from now to the end of the season. And yes, Kotoko will be in the relegation zone.
Well, I'll come back to you, but Josiah, Nanedu is overzealous with this issue. I understand his emotions because Kotoko is a big club. So when things like this are happening to them, it's hard.
Would you believe that out of the 9 games they played in the second round, they've won just 1? They've lost 7. That's the most out of all the teams. They've lost 7. The next team to have lost the most is RTU, who have lost just 5. So Kotoko has lost 7 games in the second round. Now they have just 4 points as compared in the second round, as compared to Bibiani Gold Stars, who has 17 points in the second round. Even Heart of Oak, all of a sudden, have 14 points. And that's the lowest you have in the league. In the second round, they have only 4 points from an available 27. That's how bad it is. And you just look at the table now. Kotoko were just miles away. See, when it comes to point, they had so much points, more than Bibiani Gold Stars, after the end of the first round. If you look at the table. Now look at where Bibiani Gold Stars find themselves.
In fact, between Kotoko and the team are not that first on the league log, the point was less than 5 before the first round.
So all of a sudden, just look at what 9 games in the second round has done to the Porcupine Warriors. But that's why I understand why Nanedu is peeved, because there's been precedents earlier on. We've seen coaches lose their jobs because they didn't even coach the team,
to this extent.
No, this is even worse than
remember, legend, this coach for Swatreman, Master Knodu.
Yeah.
He played just 3 or 4 games and
he was sacked.
And he was struggling to win games.
I remember.
A man was sacking Oklahoma, and everybody was quiet. People were complaining that coach, at this moment. Coach struggled to win games. In the second round, we're winning only 1 game against Bibiani Gold Stars. Ogum is still there, and people are quiet.
Okay.
Because they are appointing females here, people cannot complain.
Well,
it's because it's Prosper Ogum.
Prosper Nati Ogume is under some intense fire. His first coming was a good one. He oversaw Kotoko win the league in some fantastic fashion. But this time, things are not really moving right for him and Asante Kotoko. And he will need the team to play above themselves if they really want to move further away from the relegation zone. Between Bofokwa Tano, who are 16th, and Asante Kotoko is just 3 points. And they seem not to find an antidote to their problem. But let's look at today's fixture. It is a big one. The Accra Sports Stadium, Accra Lions against Bibiani Gold Stars, and both teams are already out warming up for this big one. Accra Lions in fantastic fashion. I mean, the fortunes of Accra Lions and Asante Kotoko, as Abuibra, is in contrast. They are having a good second round until that defeat to Heart of Lions. This time, they are taking on a Bibiani Gold Stars team who beat Heart of Oak at this venue just some 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. That's one of the most exciting teams to watch in the Ghana Premier League. There's a team with a very, I'd say they have the youngest squad in the league. They play with teenagers, they play with young talent, but then their quality, Mutala, has never been in doubt. And there's a team that in the last couple of seasons, since they earned promotion to the top flight, even in the middle of the season or in the course of the season, they do lose some of their key players. But in each and every time, they are able to find a replacement. And the replacement even proved to be, a quality addition to the team. And then just look at these young boys. Esuman, the likes of Apiga, Shokan, Afo, Asante, Hamzata. Just Kate. And I always say that any team that comes up against Accra Lions, regardless of your form, regardless of your quality or your pedigree, you should always be on the alert, because there's a team that can surprise you at any time. We saw how they traveled to the Barbara Sports Stadium and they beat Kumasi at Asante Kotoko in that 5-goal thriller. They go into games with zero pressure. And that has been something that has been, synonymous with them since they end promotion. They don't let the pressure of the league just weigh them down. And there's a team that went through a very rough patch when the season started, if you remember. And they lost back-to-back games at the Accra Sports Stadium. And this is how good they've been in the second round. That's one of the most informed teams in the second round, if you should ask me. And it's all because they just knew how to deal with their problems. It's not like Accra Lions never encountered any problems in this particular season. They had their own problems. But then it was about how they came together as a team collectively to solve these problems. And just look at how there's very little noise whenever they play. Even when things are not going well, you hear people, or you barely hear anyone even talk about them. And that's how good they are as a team.
Now, Accra Lions are one of those clubs who seem to be working hard in silence, not too much noise about them. And you think that is what is aiding them to do well in the Ghana Premier League?
I think they are not playing under any pressure.
No expectation for them to win the Premier League.
The most important thing is, maintain Premier League status, so that, the following season we will see Accra Lions still playing the Premier League. That is the most important thing, playing a team like Accra Lions. Look at their team last season. Almost about 50% of the players were sold out. But they were able to replace them with quality, and they are still playing well in the Ghana Premier League. Last season, key players were in Sobila, Abba Samari. This particular season, there are other players who are doing well for the club. Shokan, and the winger who scored that important goal against Asante Kotoko. He's doing well for the club. So it tells you, Flyer Bifuru, they have a way of getting quality player to replace that particular player in the team. And that is working for the Accra Lions team. And Ibrahim Tango has been consistent in selecting quality players and young guys to play against any opposition in the Ghana Premier League. And this particular second round, they've been scoring goals for fun. Averagely, per their games, they find a way to score at least 2 goals in their games. And they are beating big teams. They won against Mediema. They won against Asante Kotoko in Kumasi. Big teams are coming into the Accra Sports Stadium. They struggle to play against the team like Accra Lions. And I think Ibrahim Tanko and the people around Accra Lions has done a great job. That is why they are doing well in the Premier League. Bibiani Gold Stars, one of the informed teams currently in the second round. The last time they came to Accra, won by a extreme margin against House of Folk. They went back, 1-3-2. They are now back to Accra again, and they are doing something great under, Mr. Kwesiedu and Frimpong Manson.
Yeah.
Bibiani Gold Stars is also doing well in the Premier League.
Of course, Bibiani Gold Stars are also doing well in the Premier League, and their last 2 games have seen them win back-to-back games against Accra to Folk, and they went back to also pick 3 points at the Dance Park. This time, they are coming to face Accra Lions. It's a very tricky test for them, but this is the form guide of Bibiani Gold Stars also going into the game. Their last 5 games have seen them drawn 2-2 with RTU away from home. Then they had a 2-1 victory over Bofuakwa Tano. Heart of Lions held them to a 2-2 draw before they got a 1-0 victory over Heart of Folk, and their last game was a 3-2 win over Karela. Josiah, they are coming into this one with a lot of confidence.
So much confidence in one picture, Mutala. 11 points from 15 in their last 5 games. That's how good the Bibiani Gold Stars team. And credit to Frimpong Manson. This is a coach that really started so well with Tano Bofuakwa at some point, and we thought they were going to challenge for the lead.
It is like yesterday when Michael Osei left post and we're speaking to Kwesiedu on Max 89.7 FM when Michael
they appointed
Frimpong Manson.
Yeah.
It was like, was it really going to work? But
exactly.
I can tell you,
I think
yeah.
Michael Osei and Frimpong Manson for Kotoko Legends, and they are doing well in the Premier League. Karim Zito and Maso Ekludu, Kotoko Legends, and they are doing well in the Premier League.
So what points are you driving at?
Like I was saying, I think he showed some promise. He showed some quality during his time with Tano Bofuakwa. We saw what he has within his arsenal. But then I think that the Tano Bofuakwa marriage didn't really end as we all thought. We thought it was going to be that fairy tale ending for him with that team. But then he moves to Bibiani Gold Stars and he changes the fortunes of this team that were struggling in the first round. But then just look at that.
So this is their last 5 away matches.
Yeah.
They lost 3-2 to Dreams, 3-0 to Dreams. Then they lost 1-0 to Asante Kotoko. I think it was the start of the second round. Yeah. Then they drew 2-2 with Real Tamale United. They also drew 2-2 with Heart of Lions. But their last away game is at the venue that they will be playing today. That is the Accra Sports Stadium. It ended in joy for them.
Exactly. And if you are traveling back to a grounds where the last time you played there, you were able to pick some points, Mutala, I think that's enough confidence for you if you're going there. But then it's just the opposition that has changed. They are coming up against this young, very energetic and very vibrant Accra Lions side who do not fear anyone at all in this league. They are one of the few teams to have traveled to Ediana to win over there. So
the second round also started well for Accra Lions. These are the last 5 games that they've also played in the run-up to this clash against Bibiani Gold Stars. They won 1-0 against Great Olympics before losing 1-0 to RTU. Then they also pipped Mediama by a goal to nil. Pipped Bofuakwa by a goal to nil and lost 2-0 to Heart of Lions. Now they do. Accra Lions seem to be scoring. They are on a 1-goal project in their last few games that they've played.
And the most important thing is to get the 3 points.
Yeah, that is the Ghana Premier.
9 points out of 40.
Criticize you almost say. And your boy FN here, but Premier League. They should realize you can play the beautiful football, but if you not get 3 points in any of the games,
yeah.
And it seems they've learned from that.
Absolutely, and they are getting points that will make them safe. On the league log, that is the most important. And be in a respectable position. Accra Lions a season like this, and they are 6th, 5th, 4th on the league log. It's a good season for them.
You think so?
Yes. Looking at the kind of players they have and the young ones that they are having,
and the project that they are on.
Club, most of the time they want to give players exposure and make sure they give them opportunity outside the country.
So it's just about grooming and selling the players, but they want to maintain their status in the league.
Absolutely. So in recent times, you could like Luther Matthias, Ismail, and the people around the team. That is what they've been doing. And Ibrahim Tanko find a way to get quality players to replace those players in the team. That is helping the Accra Lions team. We were talking about this team last season. The players who were very influential in the team. Look at the players who are very influential this particular season. Different faces. And that is one thing helping them doing well in the Ghana Premier League. I will not be surprised by the end of the day they will get a good result against Bibiani Gold Stars.
Of course, and the likes of Abbas, Samari Munina, they've paid their dues, and these days we don't see them even closer to the team. They almost have a new player every match day week. You would see one name that you've not seen for some time now. But that is Bibiani Gold Stars. Also on your screens there, Yakubu Hack, one of the players warming up. Ronald Frimpong is also with them. Bibiani Gold Stars have also had a good second round. Just about 3 victories, and their fortunes have even changed on the Ghana Premier League table. Currently, Prince Kwabena Owusu is their top scorer. This man cannot even get into the team anymore. Abednego Tete, he was the top scorer in the Ghana Premier League last season. He went away, came back, and finding it difficult to get a place. Yeah. When we talk about players, a team with a huge squad, Bibiani Gold Stars are up there.
Yeah, Mutala, and it's not just about having the pool of talent, but then also creating competition, amongst them. And if you have this set of players and a player with so much quality like Abednego Tete is not able to break into the starting 11, that should tell you that something has really changed. I think they prepared for life after him. They really prepared for life after him. They built their team around Aso. And I remember under Mike Lose when Alex Aso wasn't scoring, he always, came out to defend him, say, see, he's a hard-working striker. We didn't buy him just because of the goals. Yeah, we know that he's filling the shoes of someone who was scoring goals, but then Alex Aso is not just about the goals. And trust me, every time Alex Aso has played, featured for Bibiani Gold Stars, you could see the difference, that he's not built in the Zlatan, Abednego Tete, mode, but then he is also a different player altogether. He scored 5 goals. He's their second top scorer in the league this season. Prince Kwabena Owusu has scored the most goals for them this season. But then you can see the competition they've created in the team. Look at someone like Eric Bosumchi. He came on to score a spectacular goal against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. How many times does he even start games? Ronald Frimpong also came in. He scored a hat-trick for the team a couple of months ago. How many times do you see him break into the 11 and start games? That is a culture now at Bibiani Gold Stars. That's how things has changed over the last couple of months in this club, and all thanks to the man who is just leading the adventure for them, Frimpong Manso. He's just known how to get the best out of these players, and you can look at their players and you wouldn't find the big names in there. Yes, they had this defender from Mediama, your Vincent Atinga also joined. He joined with so much quality and also leadership at the back. But then look at the likes of Ofori Makati, Apia Makati. You look at the team they have, and you wouldn't say it's quality throughout. But then it's about the coach building a very, very solid team, from the available material he has. And they are responding to the coach. They are responding so well to Frimpong Manzon's
let's look at the head-to-head of the two sides going into this one. And the last 5 games that they've played between them saw Bibiani Gold Stars beat Accra Lions 2-0 in 2021. And Lions returned the favor with a 1-0 victory over them. Then their next game in 2023 ended a 2-2 draw. And the reverse fixture ended goalless. This season, they've met once. It was at the Dance Park, and the game ended 1-1. Remember that the Ghana Premier League live on StarTimes and Max TV is brought to you by SoccerBet, Hisense, Midima for Herbal Clinic, and supported by JB Fresh Juice. We take a quick break. When we return, we look at the lineup of the two sides. Don't go nowhere. with Bofo Akwatano in Swaterman drew 1-0 with Great Olympics, and Samatex extended their lead at the top of the table with a 3-2 victory over Brekum Chelsea. In a few minutes time, we will be at the Accra Sports Stadium because Accra Lions will be taking on Bibiani Gold Stars. But first off, let's go and have a listen to the two managers and what they will be telling us, starting with Accra Lions.
Hi, Coach. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
After today's game is going to be the end of match day 26. I want to find out from you your general impression about this season's Premier League.
I mean, very tough as usual. And when you look at the second round, I mean, you could see big clubs struggling, and and every week is very important to any club. So definitely it's very, very tough, and I think we are going to have another 8 or 9 tough games till the end.
And how would you describe the performance of Accra Lions so far?
I mean, so far so good. We lost 2 games in the second round, which we are not happy, and I'm sure that today we have to put on positive game and then positive results so that we'll climb up.
Your approach has always been all attacking, not trying to lay back. Gold Stars visited here the other time and beat Accra Hearts of Oak. They are positive and they say they want to come attacking at you guys today.
Yeah, I mean, then it's good for us. It's going to be a full attacking games. We hope they will attack us. Definitely, like you said, we are going to play on our own game and then at the end and try to get the points here.
You think your side have got what it takes to beat them here?
Sure.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Coach. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
There seems to be some positive vibe around this team, especially since the second round began. What have you been doing right?
Yeah, a lot of things. Before the start of the second round, we took time, take them through a lot of works, and then in terms of their confidence, we've also psyched them. So gradually, they've come to understand certain things that we demand from them. So for me, I think now our psyche, everything is now okay now. Yeah.
And you must be impressed with every department since you are flourishing, especially in attack these days.
Yeah, to some extent, but then there are still some lapses we need to correct going forward. I think so far, yes, we are happy with their performance, but then we still can improve. Yeah.
Your last visit here was the beginning of your success in away games. You went back home, you did the job. What's going to be your approach to this game against an Accra Lions side who don't seem to sit back but always come attacking?
Yeah, they're a good side, no doubts. Technically, they've got players who can hold on to the ball, who can pass, yes. But then we are also here to also try and get something. It's not that we're going to sit, not at all. We're going to also try to attack if there's the need be. But I think we will try to fight for a win. Yeah.
When you took over the job, Jemfi Kamara was struggling for form. These days he seems to be coming into the picture. What kind of role is he playing in your team?
Yeah, you know, he's one of the guys who can hold on to the ball, try to give those penetrative passes to the attackers. But then when I came, his condition was a little bit down, so we had to take him through a lot of work, and then I think now he's gained the confidence, and then also his condition has also improved. So he's one of the key players we're going to depend on now.
Will Gold Stars win?
Yeah, that's what we are here for.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Both managers are eyeing the 3-point, but let's go through the lineup of the two teams quickly, starting with the home team, that is Accra Lions. So they have Andrews also imposed for them. Shokan Nauf Mohammed is the captain of the side today. David Odro is playing. Ali Mohammed Yaya, Daniel Kwame Awuni, Musa Hamzata, Isa Ibrahim, Baba Salifu Apiga is also in there. Dominican Posa, and of course Blessing Suman Dakwa. These are the players starting for Accra Lions. And for Bibiani Gold Stars, it is NS Kusi who is imposed for them, and he is captain of the side today because there's no Prince Kwabena also in the starting 11. Alexa Saw is also in the Emmanuel Odai, Mauli Wayo, Amankwa Frank, Emmanuel Appel, Eric Bosumche, who scored a wonderful goal against Kotoko, is starting today. Yaya Adraman, Charles Jemfi Kamara, Vincent Adai Atinga, and of course Gideon Anaba. These are the first 11 for both sides, Josiah. Yeah.
Tough lineup from both teams, but then that's your man over the last season's top scorer. But then you look at the Lions setup, and Mutala, there's a strong setup from the head coach, and I think they would go with the pivot of Shokan and then also Baba Salifu Apiga. But then Mutala, I think it's about time we really took a careful look at that number 4 player for Accra Lions. That's Ali Mohammed. He's on 4 goals already and one of the highest scoring centre backs in the league, and he's been rock solid for them the whole of this season, and they've always counted on him, and he started every single game they've played this season because he always stays injury free. And I've always said and advocated that if you want to build a solid team, you need to have a very, very strong defense, and that's the basis on which the Accra Lions team is being built. On the shoulders of these young defender who will be partnering Hamzata in the heart of the defense, and then David Odro and then Isa Ibrahim would be playing from that flanks. But then also that threat will be posed with Yaya Mohammed and then also Isuman Dankwa and Awuni striking or attacking from either flanks, and then also Dominic Ambonsa, whom we all know his quality, very, very, very quality player, playing right behind, Mohamed Yaya in that setup. And that's a couple of young players over there. You just can't see them. Talented young players with so much quality. And that's Hamzata. And then the defender I was talking about, that Ali Mohammed, always, reliable for the side. And the good thing is the fact that, Mutala, I've said it here, that they play with no pressure on them, regardless who the opposition is. And they never change the game plan. They never change their style of play. They always want to possess. They always want to, move the ball around, try to draw you out of your shells, and then hit you with that sucker punch. And that's what they did to Kumasi Asante Kotoko when they visited the Baba Sports Stadium. It was just, their style of play is just clear, and they never change it.
Nanedu, these days it seems that the number one name on the team list is Alex Aso. As if performance open Asempa.
Yeah, I think one of the best players in their team in recent times.
He works tirelessly.
When they came to Accra, he had a good game against Hasselhoff. So once a player like this in the team, you find a way to always be in the first 11, and it's working for Bibiani Gold Stars. We were talking about the quality of players we have with their team in recent times, and he's one of the players who's working hard. Against Hasselhoff, he was all over the pitch, running from all angles, helping Bibiani Gold Stars to hold on to the 1-0 goal that they scored against Hasselhoff. So, Alex Aso is one of the key players, and I think that is very important for Bibiani Gold Stars.
But they have their top scorer on the bench, Prince Kwabno Usu.
Yes, you were talking about it earlier on that because of they already built the team around a certain players. That is the reason why Abenduko came in later. He couldn't find his way into the first 11. Because already Prince Kwabno who was playing some good football before he came, and all these players are front. There's a lot of competition in that team. In recent times, even their captain Yakubu Haq struggled to enter into the first 11 because of what Atenga and some of these players are doing for the club. You remember they still have Mpem Da Costa, probably of Karela as good.
Actually, their bench in front of me is one of the strongest I've seen in the Premier League. Mpem Da Costa is on the bench. Samuel Amufa is on the bench for them. Prince Kwabno Usu, William Intori Denchi, Yawosei, Ronald Frimpong, Godfred Che, Yakubu Haq, and Abednego Tete.
About 50% of these players on the bench will start in Asante Kotoko. 50% of the players.
And the Kotoko, why are you on their case?
50% of the players who are on the bench of Bibiani Gold Stars will start in Kotoko. Yakubu Haq is a quality player. Mpem Da Costa is a quality player. Kumasi boy. A player like William Denchi. Kotoko has used about 3 or 4 different players in the left back position. This is a player on the bench. So they have a rich bench who can come in the second half, make a difference for Bibiani Gold Stars in their game against Accra Lions. So I'm happy with their squad, and I'm sure Frimpong Mans will be comfortable with a squad like this. That will bring the best out of this team. So Bibiani Gold Stars like this will be in a respectable position, and that will be good for Mr. Kofi Edu and of course Frimpong Mans.
For Accra Lions, they also have, remember, Adomako Boateng on the bench, Abdul Shakun Abubakari, Ivan Kwachi Osei, Richard Ajin, Daniel Afo, the goalkeeper, Isa Hussein, Edmond Amachi, Frederick Asante, and of course Lawrence Setoji also on the bench for them. So they also have some quality that they can call upon.
They do, and guess where a win will take them today? Straight to at least that fifth position. They could overtake Bechem United over there, and there's a team that you'd say yes, they have their core mandate. They have, I would say what the objectives are, to groom players and try and make them ready for the bigger market. But then also maintaining or retaining their Premier League status is also key for them, because they know what it means to play in the Ghana Premier League. They know that for them to also break boundaries and move far as a club, they really need to maintain that status.
So quick prediction before we go: who wins?
It will be talk about the Accra Lions have the edge.
Nanedu?
A full-time draw.
Okay, so let's cross over to the Accra Sports Stadium for the first half of this game. It is Accra Lions who are hosting Bibiani Gold Stars. See you after the first 45 minutes.
Hello, welcome to the Accra Sports Stadium. It's the last game to wrap up match day 26 of the Ghana Premier League. In some side, Accra Lions coming up against the visiting Bibiani Gold Stars. The last time Gold Stars visited this venue, they handed Asante Kotoko a painful 1-0 defeat.